One of my favorite yearly traditions here on the channel is to hand out some NBA playoff awards. We all talk about the regular season, and rightfully so, but what about when it matters most? The playoffs. Today we're focusing on that. I have 6 or 7 awards for you guys. Let's get into it. Now, very quickly, for those that are new to the channel, on Thursday, every single Thursday, we have an NFL podcast here on the channel. So if you're interested in that, this Thursday, we're breaking down the NFC North as we continue to go through every single division. We also have fantasy football here on the channel. And oh, by the way, we're now on Spotify. So check us out over there. Rate and review us, man. It really helps out the channel grow and help me get to new milestones. But let's get into it here with Coach of the Playoffs, and it's Rick Carlisle. There's no doubt about it. This is a guy that has his team 14-6, number one for winning percentage, number one field goal and three-point percentage as a team. They're 7-3 on road and at home. All of that has come as a pretty much big underdog along this incredible journey, by the way. So even more impressive to that degree. This is a guy that came in with his team as plus 8,000 odds to win the NBA Finals. Why is that important? Well, I'll tell you. That would make them, out of the big 4 sports here in the world, that would make them the biggest underdog to win the NBA Finals ever, or pretty much any big-time championship across all the big 4 sports. So Rick Carlisle has his team in an incredible spot. They need to win Game 5, regardless of who wins. He's done an incredible job. This is a team that should not be in the position that they are, and this is a guy that's done it before with the Mavericks in 2011. Can he do it again? I'm kind of rooting for him at this point in time. But how about the best series? You could go with a lot of different examples. Go with the Knicks in Detroit in round 1. You could go with the Thunder and Nuggets in round 2. Or look at one of the conference finals series. To me, I'm going all the way back to round number 1. And I'm going to go with a series that there was no other series that was more back and forth than the Clippers and the Denver Nuggets. I can easily just say this, that, hey, it went 7 games, an incredible series. But this is a series that no team won back-to-back games in the entirety of it. Teams had to win on the road, at home. They were fighting back and forth, tooth and nail, down to the wire in a lot of these games. So it was just an incredible series to watch in round number 1. Of course, we had the Aaron Gordon game winner along the way. We had the overtime game in game number 1. Jokic had an incredible series. And again, early on in the series when Zubac dominated, we were saying, hey, some people were... maybe Jokic doesn't deserve MVP. Now, I wasn't in that camp, but there were people saying that, well, Zubac's playing at this crazy of a level that they started to doubt Jokic, is what I'm getting at here. So it seems like forever ago that we're having those conversations. Zubac has had a breakout season, but this series here, a lot of people had the Clippers, including myself, because of how hot they finished the season. But the Nuggets, with the best player in the world, came to play, and it was an incredible first-round series. But let me know in the comments your favorite series so far this year's playoffs. It could go to the NBA Finals. As of right now, it hasn't finished yet, but I like that first-round series between the Clippers and the Nuggets. This one's self-explanatory. A lot of the same reasoning with Rick Carlisle with Tyrese Halliburton, the most valuable player. Now, sure, on a night-to-night basis, has he put up the best statistical stats over and over and over? That hasn't happened. That's actually been Pascal Siakam. That's why Pascal won Eastern Conference Finals MVP. But for Halliburton, when he's on the court, you can just see night and day this team is different. They are faster. They are more efficient when Halliburton is on the court. And whether if he's scoring 4 points or 30 points, this team is still getting in their spots, getting their shots off, and again, playing very efficiently. This team is not shooting as historically as they are if Tyrese Halliburton isn't the facilitator and the unselfish player that he is on a night-to-night basis. You see his numbers on your screen. On top of all the things and all the praise I just gave him, he's had 3 game winners, by the way. So we'll come back to that in a moment. But this is a guy that has done everything for a team that should not be in the spot to be in the spot. So a lot of that goes to Tyrese Halliburton. The defensive player of the playoffs is a guy that is still currently playing just like Tyrese Halliburton. I'm going to give it to Alex Caruso because you can make the argument that despite being a 60-plus winning team in the regular season, they look dominant, untouchable. You come up with the adjective, and the dominant adjective, Oklahoma City probably fit that. They just checked all the boxes. But you can make the argument that if Caruso didn't make that switch in the middle of that second round series against the Nuggets and decided to guard Nikola Jokic, this is a team that might not be standing here in the Western Conference at this point in time. Jokic was in shambles. He was frustrated. And this is a guy that still had good numbers, but he was minimized because of a way shorter, but just a feisty defender in Alex Caruso, an NBA champion, a guy who's had an incredible NBA Finals, who's still wreaking havoc, by the way, in the NBA Finals. A big reason why they are still tied 2-2 and not down 3-1. Caruso's come to play this entire playoffs. But I really just wanted to point out that second round against Jokic. If they didn't make that change and that adjustment, Caruso, if he didn't play that great, this is a team that might not be here as we're talking. Now, the best moment, you really just got to pick any of them from the Indiana Pacers. If it didn't get crazy enough to say that in that round one series against the Milwaukee Bucks, they came back down 8 in a matter of a minute, and then they go to the second round against my Cleveland Cavaliers. We dropped game 1. Okay, whatever. We bounced back in a great way game 2. No Donovan Mitchell, no Evan Mobley. We were up by 7 with under a minute to go, and they came back and won that one. Lightning doesn't strike 3 times, does it? Well, it did. They were down, as you see, in probably my favorite comeback so far this playoffs. They were down 9 to the Knicks with 51 seconds to go, and Aaron Nesmith turned into Reggie Miller mixed with Steph Curry mixed with Ray Allen to light the Knicks on fire and bring that team all the way back to win it there in overtime, if I'm not mistaken. But they also had one in the NBA Finals. So not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4. Well, really 4 comebacks in this year's playoffs. All of them are incredible moments. Now, there's also a lot of other great moments in this year's playoffs. You can go with the 2 Aaron Gordon game winners. You can go with, hey, Shea just turning it on in the fourth quarter of this past finals game and scoring 15 basically straight for the Oklahoma City Thunder to get a much-needed win. There's a lot of great moments in this year's playoffs, but for me, I'm going to go with the Knicks bounce, the game winner that bounced 30 feet in the sky, came down, and the Pacers had that miraculous comeback when it looked like Tyrese just turned all the sliders up for my 2K players. The last award that I've always handed out here on the channel is very hurtful to me because coming into this year's playoffs, I said the top 3 teams in the playoffs this year. Well, I'll say 2 of them. I had the Cleveland Cavaliers, my hometown team, rightfully so. I was excited about what I was seeing. And I also thought we would be healthy. But I also thought that the Lakers were legitimately going to come out of the Western Conference. Boy, did I miss on both of these teams. So for personal reasons, here on the channel, these are the 2 most underwhelming teams. For the Lakers, you didn't even get out of round 1, despite trading for a generational star in Luka Doncic, paired with LeBron James, right? And for the Cavaliers, best season really in history without LeBron James. And then you go to the second round, and it's the same song and dance from a season ago where you just weren't ready for the stage that you were trying to win. So for these teams, 2 most underwhelming teams, I think that goes self-explanatory. But that's going to do it, man. Quick and to the point episode, my NBA playoff award show. Let me know what you think down in the comments section. And hey, what are your takes? Who do you think should have won some of these awards? Because I'm always interested in what you guys have to say. So get down there in the comments section, drop a comment, and I'll get back to every single one as quickly as I possibly can.